Hi everyone, so welcome to Practical 6. This is a very extensive and kind of long practical, so I'm going to do it in different parts. So please bear with me. I'm going to try and or keep the videos as short as possible, but I want you guys to understand this practical very well because this can be kind of the thing that you can expect in your exam. Alright, so yeah, cool. So this is part one, where you basically just create all your forms. So as you can see, if you read through the practical, your designs and your forms literally it doesn't need to like exactly be similar than these in the practical. So don't waste time on making it pretty. Waste time rather making it to work. Okay, cool. So this is your home flicks home. So what this practical covers is basically, let me quickly explain that, is it is about titles of movies and family members that are watching those movies. All right. So here you can see home flicks and then entertainment. This is your basic your login screen. If you click entertainment, then the home flicks kind of the main form should pop up and show these two data grid views with the applicable buttons underneath each one. All right, cool. Following this form are four other forms. Okay, cool. So we have an add title and an edit title. Okay, so you can immediately see, okay, cool. You're gonna have to pass data between forms, which we already covered. So I hope that you understand that, but I'll quickly explain it again in this practical as well. And then also an add family member and an edit member. So this is up until now fairly straightforward. So guys, as you can see, part one is basically just creating forms. Okay. So let's quickly have a look at part two, which where you need to create the member and the title classes. Okay, so family member and the title of the movie. Okay, cool. So we're going to have two classes in this program. So let's quickly have a look at member class. So the following data members that the member class needs to have is family name, age of the member, and the number of movies that member has watched. Okay. Cool. So, and it also says there which keeps number watched keeps track of the number of movies the member has watched. Okay, cool, perfect. Then at least one constructor method. Okay, fairly straightforward. And then the property attributes for each data member, and then also a home flicks addict method. Okay, that returns true if the member has watched 10 or more movies. Okay, so that is straightforward. Let's quickly have a look at that. So here we have our member class. All right, and there you can see, okay, first thing is it's serializable, but I'll explain that to you later when we come to persistence and serializability in this program. So if we are going to use that, then we have to, the member class should be serializable if we want to do that later on, but I'll explain that in full later on to you guys when this is applicable. Cool. So here we have our four data members, each private, and then two strings, two ints. Our our um, our constructor, and then our properties, and then we have our public bool homeflix addict method for the member class. All right. So if the member has watched 10 or more, then return true, else do something else or don't do something else. It depends on what the user wants in the program. All right, cool. So this is our class. By now it's straightforward. Sorry if I'm rushing over this, guys, but by now I assume that you do know how a class is structured and how it works. I'll come back to this later on regarding all the serializability, because I can't explain everything about that now. So I will explain it when it's applicable to the program. Alright, so again, here's your data members, here's your member constructor, and here is all the applicable properties for my data members with the gets and sets. Alright, and then here is my method, my home flicks addict method. Alright, perfect. So let's quickly head back to our PDF. Now we need to take a look at the title class. Alright, so create a class called title that has the following data members. Alright, so movie title, the genre of the movie, the age restriction, and the length of the movie. Alright, also at least one constructor method, and then the properties for the attributes, and also a method called canWatch, all right, that receives a member's age and returns Boolean, the applicable Boolean value to indicate if the age restriction applies. Okay, cool. So we will do quickly have a look at that. So we have a title, again the serializability, and also what I didn't mention earlier is that if you do use, or if you are doing persistence with objects or of classes, you need to include that using system.runtime.serialization, and also below that using system.runtime.serialization.formatters.binary. Okay, so that's a mouthful, but that is basically enabling you to serialize or kind of save objects after runtime. Okay, and then if you run the program again, you can just load whatever objects you created as you went along with your program. Alright, but as I said, I will explain that in detail later on for you guys. Cool, but let's quickly go over the title, the class title. So as I explained, is serializability because we're going to do persistence. Public class title because public, we're going to do stuff with title objects where we're going to pass over objects over forms and whatever. So we're going to have it as public. Cool. Here is our here are all the data members of the title class. Here is the constructor, and then the applicable properties for each data member with their applicable get and set values. Okay, cool. And then canWatch, our public Boolean canWatch method with an int age parameter. Cool. Alright, and then in this method we have if age is less than our age restriction. Cool, do something, and then else return true. Okay, cool. So but we will get into that bit in a second. Cool. And that was part 1 and 2 of your practical.